Hey guys, welcome to another of my reference videos. Is tutorial a fair description for these? Well, this time I'm recording how I make the tote slash crossbody style hybrid bag. Look, okay, I don't know what to call this, but it looks like this one. I recently made this for my mushroom amigurumi girl video, and if you haven't seen that, I'll include a link in the iCard as well as the description box below. Most of the time, I just make things up, but some of my miniature amigurumi accessories get repeated enough that it's worth keeping a record or a pattern. Anyway, that being said, let's get into it. I feel like this is a pretty simple bag, and I'm showing you some variations of color here, but I will only be using one color. But you could use a variegated yarn or change colors with each round. But if you choose to change colors each round, I would suggest that you slip stitch at the end of each round. I'm not going to be doing that here, I'll be crocheting in a spiral. At the scale I'm working in, yarn weight and hook size doesn't really matter too much, but there is potential to scale this up to something more human-sized. By increasing the hook size, the yarn weight, and stitch count, you could possibly make a full-sized bag. Let's begin. So grab your chosen color and your crochet hook. I'm using a brown yarn and my favorite crochet hook, which is the 4mm hook. Now begin with a chain 11, which doesn't count as part of the round. Once you've done that, turn and single crochet 9 back down the chain. Once you've done that, we're going to single crochet 5 into the last stitch. Rotating your foundation chain and working on the other side, you're then going to single crochet 8, and then lastly single crochet 4 in the last stitch of the round. You should have 26 stitches in total. For round 2, we're going to single crochet 10 and then single crochet 2 in the next 3 stitches. Repeat this one more time, which is single crochet 10 and then single crochet 2 in the last 3 stitches. You should have 32 stitches in total by the end. In round 3, we're just going to crochet in the back loops only for the entire round. So you shouldn't have any dropped stitches or added stitches. You should still be at 32 stitches at the end of round 3. I will do the rest off camera and I will meet you at the beginning of round 4. So for those of you who watch this channel, you'll know how much I absolutely hate weaving in the tail ends. So I just basically crochet above them. So I'm just taking this opportunity to cut the tail ends now before I carry on. But anyway, in round 4, we go back to crocheting in both loops. This is also the last round of solid single crochet stitches. So if this bag was to be scaled up, this is the row I would repeat until I had a solid base for my bag. Round 5 is where we're going to start the decorative stitch, and in this case I've chosen the moss stitch or linen stitch, depends on which one you prefer, I guess. To start, chain 2, skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the next stitch. Then you're going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet into the next stitch. We're then going to basically repeat this 13 times until the end of the round. You're just simply going to be chaining 1, skipping 1 stitch and then single crocheting into the next stitch all the way around. For round 6, we're going to begin the round with a chain 2 and then single crochet into the chain space. Then you're going to chain 1 and single crochet into the chain space. Carry on doing this until the end of the round. Basically, in this round, instead of single crocheting into the single crochet, we're going to be single crocheting only in the spaces. And that's what creates a staggered brick look for this stitch. From round 7 onwards, we're just going to continue around in a spiral. So we're going to begin with a chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet into the chain space. Repeat this all the way around. Now this round is the one that's going to repeat until you reach the depth you are happy with. For my amigurumi version, I think I did around 10 to 11 rounds, but it's up to you to go to the depth that is required for your project. Once you have crocheted to your desired depth, the last round is basically going to be single crocheting all the way around in both the stitches and the chain spaces. You should end up with the same number of stitches as you had in round 2, so in this case you should have 32 stitches. Go ahead and do this and I'll meet you at the end of the round. When you reach the end of the round, you should be in one of 3 stitches with the stitch marker in the middle stitch. From here, make the number of chains you need to make the strap the length you're after, considering whether you want it to go around the arm or over the shoulder. In my case, I wanted a crossbody bag, so I made the strap long enough to accommodate this. I did half double crochets on my pass back down the chains, and when I reached the end, I slip stitched into the 3rd stitch on the other side of the stitch marker. I then fastened off and wove in the tail. I left the strap unattached on the other side because I wanted to be able to take it off and put it on the amigurumi with ease. I used a snap closure on the other end, so putting this on and off the amigurumi would be easy because they have massive heads. I'm sorry, but they do, but they're cute. They're so cute. Okay, so the one thing to bear in mind is that these straps aren't exactly structurally sound if this bag was to be scaled up, but you can probably see the potential. For a larger bag, I would keep going back and forth for a thicker strap and try not to put anything too heavy into the bag. Or another possibility is to make the strap separately and sew it onto the bag after the fact. Anyway, I like the look of the linen / moss stitch, whichever one you choose to call it. It creates a lovely grid pattern with just a hint of texture, and is still distinct at the small size doll scale which I'm working at, and I thought that was just amazing. Chef's kiss. That concludes part 2 of the Craft Cube Academy series. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, comment, and even consider subscribing if you like the content I create. Don't forget to hit that bell button to be notified whenever I upload a new video, and I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye!